Myself, Professor Syed Zaur Rahman. I am the co-founder of Ibn Sina Academy of Medieval Medicine and Sciences, which is situated at Aligarh. Actually, Unani medicine is a very old traditional system of medicine. It was evolved right from the Mesopotamia period, Babylonian period, and then it was grown in the Egyptian civilization. From Egyptian, Greek adopted some principles of the Egyptian medicine, and after Greek, Arabs developed this system of medicine. They took many theories and principles from the Greek and developed its own system, which is also called as Greco-Arab system of medicine. And in the Indian subcontinent, the same system is known as the Unani system of medicine. Unani system of medicine is then developed in the Indian subcontinent. If you see the historical point of view, right from the Sultanate period, many rulers, they invited Unani scholars from different countries, like from Central Asia. Then in Mughal period also, there were lots of work, and most of the Mughals, they had Unani system of medicine in their kingdom, and they invited many scholars also from Iran and other part of the Central Asia, and they developed this system of medicine in India also. And after Mughals, again Britishers came, although they tried to introduce allopathy system of medicine after the Industrial Revolution, but Unani system was very common. The laymen, the ordinary men, they were all basically dependent on the Unani system of medicine. 80% of the population believes in the Unani medicine. So, Unani medicine is still common in India. So, it's basically this is based on the humors, and which was basically given by the Greek philosophers, and Arab actually they try to study the whole system of medicine in terms of the surroundings like air, fire, earth, and then they also studied its adaptation to the environment. So, they took this body as a whole, or which is also called as holistic system of medicine. Basically, if we see that the body is composed of various fluids, and which basically is composed of the humors, and they are interacted with the environment, and if there is anything happens in the environment, that impact also goes to the body and leads to the disturbance of humor, and this leads to the disease. After the independence, there was a ministry which was a Ministry of Health, and there were two departments, Department of Health and Department of Indian System of Medicine. But later on it was thought that Indian system of medicine, they are large in number, so there should be a separate ministry, which is now called as Ministry of Ayush, which you all know that Ayush stands for Ayurveda, Yoga, Unani, Siddha and Homeopathy. So, Unani is also a part of the Ayush ministry, and this way Unani has got some value, and ministry is supporting Unani system of medicine, although Unani is getting the lesser importance in the ministry, but still we have a Central Council for Research in Unani Medicine, which is an autonomous body and which is a part of the Government of India, and this CCREM is working in the researches which are there in the in India, and there is also a separate regulatory body, the Central Council of Indian Medicine, which is regulating the education system in the Unani system of medicine. So, after independence, after the creation of the Ayush, there are many Unani colleges, and they are imparting education to the Unani schools and Unani medicine. Another thing which is very appreciable of the Government of India is in the Government of India is promoting AIIMS like institute in India, like for example AIIMS Bhopal, AIIMS Bhubaneswar, AIIMS Rishikesh, AIIMS Raipur. So in every AIIMS there is a Ayush center, and in each Ayush center there is also a Unani clinic, and the Unani practitioners, they are employed in AIIMS and Ayush. So in addition to the modern system of medicine, a patient can have a treatment of the Unani in the same hospital where they are getting the best treatment. Challenges are there because as you know that Ayush is having the composition of Ayurveda, Siddha and Yoga. So these Unani practitioners, they should work very hard in creating the awareness about the possible treatments which are available in the Unani system of medicine. They should try to compete with other system of medicine, especially Ayurveda and Siddha. Although Siddha is very common in the South India and Ayurveda is common in the North India, but still Unani, which is the holistic system of medicine, which is quite common in India, throughout India. So challenges are they should show their role in the various treatment modalities, especially in the chronic diseases where Unani system is very effective. For example, in various GIT diseases, in the CNS related diseases, and some metabolic diseases like diabetes mellitus, cirrhosis, something like this. So challenges is there are many, but still they can be achievable. Unani medicine under the Ministry of Ayush is working very well, and we have International Ayurveda Day, we also have an International Unani Day, and this is being celebrated all over the world, not only in India. And because of this, many countries like Iran, UAE, South Africa, Sri Lanka, there are colleges on Unani medicine, and they have now they have started celebrating Unani Day in their own countries also, and they are also trying to organize international conferences, international seminars, and they discuss about the recent researches in the Unani system of medicine. Because Unani is basically, as I said, it's a Greco-Arab system of medicine, but it is also called in different names in different countries. For example, in Pakistan it is called as Eastern medicine, and in the UAE it is called as complementary and alternative medicine. Although in UAE most of the complementary and alternative medicine is the Unani system of medicine. Similarly, in Iran it is called as Tibb-i-Nabawi, which is again a Unani medicine of Unani system of medicine. And in some parts of the Arab world they are called as prophetic medicine, which is again, prophetic medicine is a part of the Unani system of medicine, a composition of the Unani system of medicine. So it's if you see the scope and way forward, then Unani has lots of scope, not only in India but in the whole world. Ibn Sina Academy of Medieval Medicine and Sciences is basically our family heritage, family collection. My father, my great-grandfather, my great-grandfather, they were all Unani practitioners. Manuscript room, and in the manuscript section we have around 1136 manuscripts, and out of 1136 manuscripts we have around 336 manuscripts only on medicine. That's why this library is listed in many databases of the medical, including the National Library of Medicine of USA, NIH, which is a part of NIH. And you will be surprised to know that because of this Ibn Sina Academy, you will see the name of India, because nowhere in India you will find such a large collection on medical heritage or medical manuscripts. So NIH and Wellcome Trust and other databases, they have listed this library because of the large collection and rich collection on the medical manuscripts. So we are very thankful to Ministry of Ayush that they have declared this Ibn Sina Academy as Center of Excellence.